Hello, my name is Neil Donahue, and I'm the Senior Director of Advancement for Athletics at the Catholic University of America. Welcome to this episode of Cardinal Perspectives, a series featuring in-depth conversations with alumni, students, faculty, staff, and the extended family and community of the Catholic University of America. Today we welcome head coach Connor Keenan and Assistant Director of Affinity Programming, Huey Bodger, to discuss all things men's soccer at Catholic U. Connor first joined Catholic University in 2016 when he spent nearly 4 years with the soccer program as the assistant coach and recruiting coordinator while earning his Master of Science in Management. During his time, the Cardinals posted a record of 42, 27, and 8, winning the 2019 landmark crown and hosting the NCAA Tournament. After coaching at a couple of other colleges, Connor rejoined the Catholic University community, officially taking over the team as head coach in May 2024. Year one proved to be a success for Keenan as the Cardinals posted a record of 10, 6, and 5, winning the Landmark Conference Championship to earn a bid into the NCAA Tournament field. Connor Keenan was also recently inducted into the Hall of Fame at his alma mater, Lycoming College. We're so excited to see what's to come for men's soccer under his leadership. Let's get started.
Here we are, back with another Cardinal Perspectives. This time we have head coach Connor Keenan of our men's soccer program. Coach, thanks for coming on.
Appreciate you having me. Excited.
Coach, for the people who are a little bit unfamiliar with you, can you tell the Catholic community who you are and where you come from?
Yeah, so like you said, I'm Connor Keenan, head men's soccer coach here, going into my second year, which has gone probably pretty fast. Originally from Philadelphia, so yes, I am a Birds fan, diehard Birds fan. So for anyone out there listening, sorry, but that's just what it is. But going in, like I said, my second year, I was here before for 4 years as a graduate assistant and an assistant coach, kind of jumbled in those 4 years. And so excited to be back. It's nice. It's awesome.
We'll let you live down the Philly thing. Right? Come on,
Most do.
we're in D.C. We need some burgundy and gold, no?
Oh man, it's all Eagles green, Kelly green for sure.
Not mad at that. And this is your second stint with Catholic University. You talked about your first time as a GA. Just tell me a little bit about that experience and how that went.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was fortunate enough to be able to come back. I was actually recruited by Coach Beecham, who was our longtime head coach. And he'll tell you one story, I kind of will tell you another, but ultimately was able to come back and he hired me back as a GA for my first 2 years. And the greatest experience, able to get my master's here within the business school. And so then from there, ended up becoming sort of the full-time assistant after that for 2 years. So for 4 years, it was a fantastic experience. Ended with a really on a high note in 2019 with the Landmark Conference Championship, hosting the first two rounds of the NCAA Tournament. So my 4 years here were fantastic and fortunate enough to be able to come back. It's awesome.
Yeah. And then your first year back, you had a 13-game winning streak in there. Take me back to last season a little bit,
it was fantastic, but it's funny. We started the year pretty rough, to be honest, and went on kind of a tough streak there where we played a lot of nationally ranked teams, and I think that prepared us ultimately for the conference play and that streak that we went on. And I give all the credit to the guys on the team. I mean, there was such a strong group of guys that knew what that time of the year meant, and so. It was kind of me stepping back a little bit and still kind of doing our thing as a coaching staff. But honestly, those guys handled it and, did a fantastic job through that time.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a quick shout out to the 25 seniors. You want to make a shout out to
Yeah,
that class?
those guys, man. Those guys did a fantastic job. And coming in with that group, I don't think there could have been a more perfect situation. And it's funny, I still get texts from those guys like ready for the alumni game. Can't wait. How's the team looking in Costa Rica? All this stuff. And so it's a fantastic group on the field, but off the field, I've never seen a closer group that cared so much about Catholic, the program. So for me, it was a perfect situation to come into.
Yeah. And you just touched on Costa Rica. What were y'all doing down in Costa Rica recently?
Having some fun, white water rafting a little bit. No, it was so we do an abroad trip once in your 4 years here. That's allowed by the NCAA, and so this year the guys picked Costa Rica. We've been to England before, Portugal, but this time the guys chose Costa Rica, and it was such a different experience. And so we played twice, trained 3 times, but also took in everything Costa Rica has to offer, from waterfall visits to whitewater rafting to volcano visit. I mean, it was unreal. And so it gives our guys a great chance to kind of have an extended preseason, but also a chance to bond and see something different. I mean, it's completely different from the experience that they get in the States. And it's fantastic. We're able to do it here. We're really fortunate to be able to do it here at Catholic. And I think that's one of the many things that I appreciate about our program. So it was fantastic.
Yeah. And I'm sure you get to do a lot of team building in there, start to build the culture.
For sure.
Talk to us about culture on your team. Like, what does that look like? What do you prioritize in that?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for our culture that again has been set long before I got in here, we just
Mhm.
continue to try and enhance it every year. I mean, the one thing we tell our guys is that every year our culture is a little bit different. We
Okay.
have our foundational principles and our kind of core beliefs. TCB, taking care of business, is our
Mhm.
team motto. That's been here for as long as I can remember. That's not going anywhere. We also have our
Mhm.
three core values of pride, growth, and accountability that the guys came up with. And so
Mhm.
that stuff stays the same. But as soon as all those seniors last year graduate or were done in
Mhm.
November, our culture changed a little bit. As soon as we got back into from winter break into our winter season, our culture changed a little bit. And it does in little ways, and so we have to work on it. We're really intentional about it. I think the cliche sort of word is that we're a family, which
Mhm.
I think all of our guys are really close. But there's also that competitiveness, that kind of bite to the group, which I love, and I hope we
Mhm.
never lose. And so we're really intentional about how we communicate with one another, how we do things in and around campus, but also just how much we're invested in Catholic University.
Mhm.
This experience is unique, and we tell our recruits that. And if you don't come here and get involved in DC, the campus community, our program, and give yourself to it, which is hard asking an 18, 19, 20-year-old to do that and
Mhm.
give themselves a little bit.
Yeah.
But the more you do that, the better off we're going to be here. And that's our culture. And it's something
Yeah.
that, like I said, is always changing. We're always trying to tweak and figure new things out. I love sort of reading about that kind of stuff. And again, it's never perfect. And no matter how long you've been doing this, you're always working on things in that sense. And again, fortunate enough that our group leans into that side of stuff, especially in Costa Rica. I
Yeah.
mean, for an example, on our bus trips, which sometimes they're a little bit long, we're playing games, one called Password that we've done for a long time. They're doing different stuff, and you just feel the vibe on the bus, and you're like,
Yeah.
this is us. And they're working on it. That's them working on it. And
Mhm.
so I love it. It's that kind of stuff that I get absolutely excited about aside from the fun soccer side of stuff. So it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Talk a little bit more about that family side of this, because I think some people they hear the word family and it's popular in athletics, but
Yeah.
it's not easy to build that kind of atmosphere. Talk a little bit about that.
You go through the tough times for that side of stuff. And I
Mhm.
think we start that, especially in the wintertime. And I think a lot of programs will say the winter and spring is probably where you find the most growth. And it's
Okay.
something that my former boss at Denison would say to us all the time. And he was fantastic with it because really you're doing 2 to 3 workouts a week with our strength coach. We're doing a morning fitness session at 6 a.m. on Fridays, which to be honest, I don't really want to get up for.
Mhm.
And I know our guys will, but once you're there, you're in it and you're ready for it and you're excited about it. And
Yeah.
so you find out kind of the character and the leaders and the tough moments and knowing on a Friday morning you're coming to just run and do some different stuff. And so through that time, that's where I think our family starts to grow a little bit through tough
Mhm.
conversations, through getting your roommate up
Yeah.
at 5:30 a.m. and making sure he's prepared. And so those things are where our family is created a little bit.
Mhm.
So again, I think the winter and spring is probably the most pivotal in Division three or in college athletics. If you really lean into it, it's hard. There's tough conversations, and our guys know that. But when we go through those the right way, I think that's where our family by this time comes in because now the hope is in September when we go through a tough moment, we know how to react to those. We know how to deal with those rather
Mhm.
than, what do we do? How do we figure this out? I don't know how this guy's going to react. We figured that out already.
Mhm.
And now it's blending some of our new guys together. So, again, it's hard. We work at it. I think, we do a pretty good job of it. We always get better at it, but I give our guys credit for leaning into that side of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and you played the game at a high level. And so like how does
Yeah.
it translate having that background, talk about how you appreciate that having that side of
Yeah, my journey was interesting.
sure.
My first 2 years at Lycoming College, we weren't very good. My sophomore season, we had a 4-win season. We had 3 head coaches in my time. But when I was a junior, we had a really good year, won our first conference championship, and kind of building myself up here a little bit, pumping my
Yeah,
tires.
yeah.
But
Go ahead.
it was kind of a surprise. We beat number one Messiah. We beat
Yeah.
Elizabethtown at their home field.
Mhm.
And that kind of kickstarted something for us. But the biggest thing for us with that head coach that we had, and he was there up until last year, and he really built a strong culture and program that turned into a national kind of contender each year,
Mhm.
was the competitive side of things. Like, we understood soccer and some of the organization side of stuff, but how to compete at a high level.
Right.
And I think I learned that at Lycoming. I came here with Coach Beecham my 4 years and learned that at another level. And then I left for Denison and learned that at another level under a national championship head coach.
Mhm.
And then went to Kings and sort of did it on my own a little bit and figured out my own ways of it. And then came back here and I'm still learning. But that's where like a lot of I think the success and kind of growth for us has come is that side of things
Mhm.
during my playing career too. I mean, it was an interesting ride, but
Yeah.
certainly that competitive side at a higher level is what I took from that time.
Mhm. And I'm sure a lot of the players on your team, appreciate saying that you've grown, and you run the gauntlet and now you're taking over the program and like you've actually walked the walk.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we had, and I've referenced into our current team because I think right now we've had a really good stretch in our program. We've always been a very competitive, standard of sort of excellence program.
Hmm.
But there has been some tough years there. I mean, my first year we were 1-7 in the Landmark Conference, and we didn't make the playoffs. And you're kind of out recruiting a little bit earlier than you'd like to. And I think some of our guys, they need to understand that history.
Mm.
And some of our alums obviously know it, and I went through it. And I think that gives me a unique perspective within the program. I also think it gives a different appreciation for things too. Like this stretch that we're on is fantastic, and we work really hard at it. And the staff before us worked really hard at it, along with the players. But it's earned, and you have to
Mhm.
really work at it. It's not just going to happen because we're Catholic University. And so it's something that I remember some of those tough times, but I also remember what came out of that and the players that came out of that and how hard they worked. And so again, you say walk the walk, and
Mhm.
we've been through it here,
Yeah.
and so we're trying to keep that momentum going, and it's not easy. And again, I'm fortunate enough to have the support system we have here. I mean, without that, we'd be nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what we can expect from men's soccer, this fall.
yeah, this fall it'll be different for sure. Again, I know I keep using that word. I mean, we've lost 15 fantastic seniors this
Mhm.
past year, and honestly, probably the most successful class to come through Catholic men's soccer. And so there's going to be that transition period, but we also have a fantastic group of returners. That are really excited to kind of branch out and put things and put their own stamp on stuff, while
Mhm.
also bringing in a really good group of newcomers that, again, I got to give credit to my staff in the home. Faseha, our assistant coach, does a fantastic job on the recruiting side of stuff. And so it's going to be different.
Yeah.
But I also think for us, it's going to be a blend of the energy, competitiveness, sort of in your face, with the tactical soccer savvy stuff that we always have. And
Mhm.
so we always kind of are upfront about it. We are at an NCAA level standard. That's what we do here. That's what we strive for, not to diminish anything that we do in the regular season, but we want to be in the NCAA tournament one way or another. That's us. That's Catholic University. That's our standard here. And so we're always pushing for that. And we want to make a statement early on with some of the teams that we're playing. A lot of conference championship teams, NCAA tournament participants, a Final Four team in there. And so
Mhm.
it's gonna be tough, but that's what's coming up for us, and we're excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you've been here before, so you know some of the alums, you know some of the people that have been a part of the program. And that you can use that to your advantage, right? And how are your relationships with some of those former players?
They're awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a great group. I mean, I know you know some of them, so they're a fun group of
Yeah.
guys. And but it's also a group, like I just met with one last night that we do kind of before every year, and
Mhm.
really passionate. And that also comes with a little bit of pressure too. And our guys feel that. And I want them to feel that. Like there are alums watching, they care. They care about the product we put on the field, how we do things, what we do, how we post on social media. They care about everything. And
Mhm.
so there's a little bit of pressure that comes with that, but that's unique.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen everywhere. And so, I hear from those guys every week. How's this guy doing? What's this team looking like? How do you feel about the week? When we have our alumni game in a little over a week,
Mhm.
we plan for about 150 people to come back, and that's from 50 to 60 to 70 alums to parents, kids, dogs, everything shows up on Carlini Field. And
Mhm.
again, that's unique, and we're really fortunate to have that. And again, I really try and be intentional about building relationships with them as well. Like, I don't want it to be, hey, we hit you up every once in a while for money. We're
Mhm.
pretty upfront about that. We may hit you up, but it's also because we've, seen pictures of your wedding, or, we've talked about your newborn that you had, or we've gone out to dinner. Like, we're really intentional about creating relationships after you leave here. And it's not just 4 years of soccer, your core classes, and you're gone.
Mhm.
There's an expectation and standard within our alumni group that you're involved. We communicate back and forth. Hopefully, we can pair guys up with internships, jobs, whatever it is. And so, it's again, like when I talk about it next week in front of our alums, it's an unreal experience here. We're really fortunate, and it's not just because we're Catholic University. It's
Mhm.
because I think we bring in great character people that we work really hard with, and
Mhm.
that care about this place. Now, you look to any of the sports here, I think that's across the board too. And so, and that comes with bringing really good people in. And so, yeah, I love those guys. We always have fun group chats and different
Yeah.
messages and old pictures going back and forth and video. It's an
Yeah.
awesome experience for sure with our alums.
Yeah. And that can take a program to the next level. Thinking about the college level, some like you mentioned it right there. Some of the schools have a strong alumni base and some don't. and that can really take a program to that next level.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Our guys see the support not only from our parents and friends, but our alums are out at every game. We have a strong group of young guys that live down in DC. That every game you'll hear them,
Yeah.
and every game like you need to perform for those guys, and that's a bit of pressure, but a
Mhm.
good pressure. But also there's that support there. Like I know our current seniors that just graduated that live down here, they're like itching to get out to a game. I know the seniors that have graduated from years past that are down here are going to be at everything. And same thing from years and years past. And so it takes us to the next level. We have a home field advantage anywhere we go, in my opinion. And then, when we tell the guys, hey, I heard from so and so, they're wishing you guys good luck, or we pull up videos during the NCAA tournament of guys wishing us luck and talking about their experience. Like I get kind of the goosebumps thinking about it, but it's just, it's a different feeling. And that's one of the reasons why, being able to come back here last year, it was a no-brainer for me. It's like, yeah, no doubt. Aside from the soccer stuff and being in DC and all that, the people that we have within our program, it's like it is a no-brainer. It's awesome.
Yeah. And maybe the only community that can rival that alumni support, is the parents.
Oh yeah.
You talk a
Yep.
little bit about, the parents you have and how we can engage the parents.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Again, like I know I'm a little bit biased here, but every game we're well taken care of with meals, with snacks, with chocolate milks, everything. But then also, they're a good support system. They don't really go past that line that maybe you hear about elsewhere in athletics nowadays. And they're really supportive in a great way. They're really organized too, which is
Yeah.
fantastic. And it takes kind of the workload off of me and my assistants a little bit. And
Yeah.
so they're ready to go. They put on a great show for our alumni game. They do it after every game for us, no matter where we are. Like we were in Virginia a lot last year. Every game, parents were there. Every game, we had a tailgate post game that our guys were well fed and went home feeling good. And so they're fantastic. I can't say enough about them.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's also due to some of the work that our guys do in the recruiting process. When kids come on campus, they really try and kind of vet them out a little bit.
Mhm.
Same thing with us, because again, it's not just a player coming to us, it's the family, it's those surrounding them. And we want to make sure we have a good fit here. And so while, some may commit on the spot, which is great, we really try and go through that process with everybody to make sure that like this is a fit for everybody. That's what we want here.
Mhm. It sounds like taking care of business.
TCB.
It's on the
TCB.
team. It's on the team. Your alumni have it. Your parents have it.
For sure.
That's exciting.
Some may have that tattooed on them as
Yeah.
alums. So like it's everywhere, but it's awesome. It's awesome. And again, credit to our past players, and certainly Coach Beecham, who brought that in. Like I can't
Yeah.
speak enough about him and what he's done here, and that's lasted for a long time. And even before him, Turkamekli and so many others. It's just there's something about this program that has allowed this to continue for so long.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. There's a lot of history that goes into all
A
this,
lot of history.
especially at Catholic University.
For sure.
Yeah. So we got the current team. We got parents. We got alumni. That's really the men's soccer family, right? All of our supporters. Talk a little bit about kind of that entire community. And just I know you've touched on it, but how important it is to have that support, kind of holistically.
Yeah, it's really supportive, and even goes into the athletic department here.
Yeah.
Like when I came back, and it was always like that when I was last here, the student athlete support, the staff support, the admin support across campus, but it's just grown. And so when we talk about community,
Yeah.
it's the entire university as a whole, and different coaches. Even you and I, when I first got here, we met and we were talking about different things, and it's just that's what this place is, and our guys feel that. Like when we get into the winter, they're at every basketball game, men and women, and cheering and going crazy.
Mm.
They're at different sporting events in the spring, and that gets reciprocated for us too. And so it's about doing things the right way for those around us too, and that goes into the staff and admins. I mean, Kevin Robinson here, our athletic director, he's been fantastic. It's from the top down, and so that support, our guys feel that. And when
Mhm.
you feel that, which is again unique, everywhere you go, you don't have the AD out high fiving guys after games or going nuts on the sidelines
Yeah.
or other admins. And when you have that and our guys see it, they're like, oh, that's Kevin Robinson
Yeah.
cheering for me over there. That's different.
Yeah.
That's way different. And so that community fuels us, but also it's on us to be supportive of them and put back into it. And so again, we're really intentional about it, but
Yeah.
it's unique. It's unique
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. It's something you can't fake. Like
Can't.
you
No
either have it,
chance.
or you don't.
And if you do fake it, you're not going to go very far. It may get you a few wins here and there, and they'll look at this on social media, but that's
Mhm.
going to fall to the wayside at some point. And it's not perfect. We're not perfect in any stretch, but we work at it. We work at it, and we're pretty upfront about that.
Yeah. I appreciate that. It's fun to hear.
Yeah.
There's some of the things that you don't know what's going on. Maybe when you're just a student or you're just an alum, but kind of getting to hear about how the whole sausage is made. Is exciting.
Yeah, yeah, and everyone here, there's so many unique perspectives with coaches here, and there's
Sure.
so many elite coaches here that we try and take little things from each other. So we're not reinventing the wheel, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And so everywhere I've been fortunate enough to take stuff from admins, coaches, staff, players, but even here, I mean, you look around and everyone is one at a high level. Everyone brings in and recruits a certain way, and it's just fun to kind of pick and talk about different things and get different ideas, and ultimately you kind of form it in your own way and it works for you. And so again, fortunate to be here.
Yeah. And I mean, it's interesting because it's more than just a game. I guess that's really what you're hitting
Yeah.
on. Is that it's more than just a game. And can you talk about how treating, how we can develop the entire student athlete, uniquely here at Catholic University?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think one thing we always talk about is our student athlete experience here that's
Sure.
different. And I've always told recruits coming in this last year, and I know it was the same way when I was here as an assistant. If we're doing things at the expense of your experience here, I'm not doing my job right. So if I'm trying to get wins and do things and it hurts your academic experience, your social experience, we're not doing things the right way. So we're really mindful about the whole experience here. I want you to go downtown and take in the monuments, go to a restaurant, see a concert,
Mm,
ride on the metro.
yeah.
That's part of the experience here. We want you to be involved on campus. We want you to go to different sporting events, different clubs, and things like that, and get involved there because there's so much involved. And if you don't, we're really upfront about it's a waste of money
Yeah.
and it's a waste of an experience. Like, why are you here? And so when we talk about that whole entire experience, that's really important to us. We're really upfront about that. It's gonna be uncomfortable at times. Maybe you don't want to go like walk around the mall or whatever, but we'll kind of like nudge you in those areas. And again, there's so much on campus, not only academically, but socially to get involved in that if you don't, it's not a fit for us here. And so, like a lot of our guys, there's a group of them last year, about 9 or 10 of them, that did a Bible study, and it was very informal,
Yeah.
but stuff like that. Or guys getting involved in days of service. Like we have a junior now, Ryan Kugler, who is huge into the polar plunge and Special Olympics.
Mm,
And he rallies a lot of guys. And once they see that, they're like, oh, yeah, I want to do this. And our guys are
yeah.
uber involved in that, which I know a lot of athletes are here. But when you see that, that's the experience that we provide. And again, it's not just because oh yeah, we have it, we're going to do it. It's guys that want to do it, that want to get involved in more, that don't just want to hang in the dorm room and play FIFA for 12 hours. Like it's a little bit different here for us. And
Yeah.
so, again, Catholic offers a unique experience. Again, I went through it as a master's student here and I saw a glimpse of it. Um, but it's something that we really push our guys to do.
Yeah. Coach, I'd like to hear a little bit, about how you think of the word leadership. And I'll give you some time to think about that. But here at the university, we've been saying lead with light, and
Yeah.
at the university no longer wants to be this hidden gem, in Northeast DC. And how us as a university, and as an athletic department, and I'm sure, as a soccer program, that we don't want to be hidden anymore.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's interesting when we bring student recruits here.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I didn't know this was really in DC, or I never expected this in DC." And it is like this hidden gem, as you put it, which is
Hmm.
interesting. Um, we really try and have our players, branch out into different things, so they start to hear about the experience here. So they start to hear about, "Oh, you're in DC. Well, is that like downtown in a city?" Well, no, we have our own campus community environment a little
Right.
bit,
Right.
and we really try and have our guys branch out into different stuff. But also as a staff, we try to go into some different areas and recruit different guys sometimes. Like we know where our stronghold is on the recruiting side of stuff, but also I want to bring different perspectives in. I want to bring different backgrounds and different cultures, different
Hmm.
people here because that's going to help us grow, but also I think that creates a really cool experience and it brings different people to campus. And then that again, when they get out of here, they start to branch that out a little bit more. And now Catholic's not a hidden gem anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's hard at times, I think. Some are a little bit maybe tentative about it, but when you start pushing our guys in different directions and branching out, when we get to different areas and bring different people in, I think it creates that sense of like, yeah, Catholic is bigger than a lot of people think, and
Yeah.
we are a national university.
Mm.
There's no doubt about it, and so it's us continuing to do things the right way, getting out there and really doing work on the front end to make sure that we kind of bring our brand out a little bit more.
Yeah. Wow.
Not easy, but it's part of it. And like again, we're a national university. We're an R1 institution.
Yeah.
We have the business accreditation. Our schools are fantastic,
Yeah.
and so we have to get that out there. And it's on us coaches again to branch out in some different spots, knowing we can get some different kids and bring them in to make this experience different and to get that out there.
Yeah. I tell you what, the soccer program is lucky to have you, Coach.
Yeah, I hope so.
We're
That's
excited to
that's
have you
part. I
back. Yeah.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, we got to do well this season. But again, like, I mean, if you're not here talking about it a certain way, and I know you're uber passionate about this place, there's no doubt about it. And so, those are the type of student athletes we bring here, and that's what this place attracts. We have to foster it, but that's just what this place is. It's special, and it's not by surprise that all our teams are really good. It's
Mhm.
not a surprise all our academic programs are doing the way they are. It's not a surprise when everyone leaves here they get great paying jobs. Like it's not by happenstance. It's
Mhm.
because we work really hard at it. And it sounds cocky, it sounds confident.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And like we're not shy about it.
Right.
Kevin Robbins is not shy about us being elite.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. And
Right.
so it's again, like I'm just so grateful and fortunate to be able to come back to this. And again, I had a dinner with alumni last night, and he's from kind of the 80s sort of era, and I may have mentioned this already, but like being able to do that is unique.
Yeah.
And being able to sit down and do stuff like this is unique. And
Mhm.
so I don't take it for granted, and I know our guys don't. I know the athletes here don't. And so I go on a rant about it, but it's that
No.
passion I think everyone has here that is, if we ever lose that, then that's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure some people who are less familiar with the Catholic University community, they might think that maybe that takes away from the on the field experience and effectiveness on the field. But really, what you're saying is that it adds on top of it, right? Like that
Sure.
parent support, that alumni support. It makes us better on the field too.
For sure.
That's exciting.
For sure. I think if it's just like the academic piece alone, or just the social piece alone, or the athletic piece alone,
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a miss somewhere. I think we blend all three really well as an experience here. And again, that bleeds to on the field. Like when our guys come back tomorrow,
Mhm.
things are flying fast. They're going to see the excitement around here. They're going to see the football guys bumping the music downstairs, going crazy. They're going to
Yeah.
see other teams come here. They're going to see the different stuff that we do with social media and everything, and the parent support and the staff support. And that really bleeds into the on the field success. And so, again, it's something we have to foster, but that's what I hope our guys see, because they know that they're playing for something bigger than themselves.
Yeah.
They have to know that. It's not just them in the jersey for 4 years and then they're out of here. Someone wore that before them. Somebody's watching. Someone's watching how they pick up the cones, how they do things at halftime. All that stuff at a place like this, you're under the microscope and doing things the right way. There's going to be bumps along the way, but it's important. It's important for us.
Yeah. And Coach, before we get out of here, just one more plug for that alumni game. Getting the guys back on
Yeah,
campus.
it's going to be fantastic. It always starts out 11 aside, and then all of a sudden, like a few alums start to creep on the field, and it's like 13v11. And then by the end of it, it's like 18v11, and you're like, what the heck is going on? But I can't speak enough to it. It's the best way we kick off our fall season, ending our preseason. We always do it at the end of preseason. It's a great way to bring all the alums back. Again, we plan for 150 people. Everyone from different classes, from the 70s and 80s all the way through recent grads.
Wow.
And it's fantastic. Coach Beecham, our longtime head coach, is coming back, and I think coaching the alums this year, so that'll be pretty fun. Be able to get a little bit competitive with that.
Yeah.
But also, we do something really unique. We do the Mike Murray Alumni of the Year award every year, and it
Yeah.
started a few years back, and it's in honor of a alum of ours that was the epitome of what it is to be a part of our program.
Mhm.
Selfless, caring, led with a lot of care and passion about the program, cared about others. And there's this group of this 70s, 80s guys that still get together every month and do different things. They come back for the alumni game, and they all talk about Mike being kind of that guy within their group.
Wow.
And they keep his legacy going. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. And so it's a small way for us to be able to honor his legacy, and we give it to an alum that best embodies that every year. And so the last couple of years we've had Ted Emerson was our inaugural winner, who was probably the closest with Mike probably out of that group. And so he's really kept with his buddies that legacy going. We had Michael Corgan win it, who was fantastic for us. And then we'll have a winner this year who we're really excited about honoring. And all those guys are super involved. They care about the program. They do a little bit extra each year and are always hitting me up about stuff. And so, again, our alumni game is more than just we get back with the alums, we play, we see each other, and then that's it. It's about honoring those within our program. And that award is it's really unique. I love doing it for the last year that I've done it. I've always heard about it too when they did it in the past couple of years, and so I'm excited for it. And
Yeah.
again, it's a great way to bring everybody together and be like, this is more than just us playing soccer
Yeah.
and us coaching you or going to classes. That's what it is for us.
Well, Coach, thanks for hopping on Cardinal Perspectives. Good luck this season, and good luck taking care of business.
Appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Coach.